There is no burden heavier than a life without direction. A man who does not know where he is going will always be tired, no matter how much rest he takes. His exhaustion is not from labor alone. It is from the weight of uncertainty, the drain of wandering without purpose. The body can recover from toil, but the soul grows weary when it does not know why it moves. I have seen kings and laborers alike, and it is not their station in life that determines their strength, but their sense of purpose. The man who wakes with vision is not easily wearied, for he moves with intent. He understands that his efforts are not wasted. They are leading him somewhere. But the man who drifts through life, uncertain of his path, finds even the smallest task to be draining. His energy is sapped not by effort, but by indecision. His soul is weary before his hands even begin their work. You may feel tired, but ask yourself, is it truly your body that is exhausted, or is it your spirit? Are you worn out because of hard work, or because you see no meaning in what you do? Even a man who carries heavy burdens will find strength if he knows his load is bringing him closer to his destination. But a man without direction stumbles under the weight of even the lightest task. His mind is restless, his heart is troubled, and sleep does not bring him peace. There is a reason why the fool is always weary. He chases everything and catches nothing. He runs from one thing to another, seeking fulfillment in places that offer none. He pours his energy into empty pursuits, thinking that the next success, the next pleasure, the next distraction will give him rest. But the finish line keeps moving, and he is never satisfied. This is why I said, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. For many spend their lives running after the wind, only to find that they are as empty at the end as they were at the beginning. If you are exhausted, you must stop and ask yourself, where am I going? Do not confuse motion with progress. Many are busy, yet going nowhere. They fill their days with tasks, but their lives remain empty. A man who walks in circles may feel he is covering great distances, but in the end, he finds himself right where he started, only more tired. The solution is not simply to rest, but to redirect. A life without vision will always feel heavy, no matter how much you sleep. But when you move with purpose, you will find strength even in your struggles. It is not just about working hard, it is about knowing why you labor. This is why wisdom is greater than strength, for wisdom teaches a man where to place his efforts, while the fool exhausts himself chasing illusions. Now let me ask you, are you truly tired, or are you simply lost? Whoever loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance with increase. This also is vanity. Ecclesiastes 5:10. Many of you feel tired, but it is not your body that is exhausted. It is your soul. You have been running, chasing after the next achievement, the next possession, the next pleasure, believing that once you grasp it, you will finally feel at peace. But tell me, when have you ever reached satisfaction? You catch what you seek, yet the hunger remains. The more you gain, the more you desire. Like a man drinking salt water, your thirst only increases. I too once pursued the things of this world with unrelenting passion. I built great palaces, planted vast vineyards, amassed gold beyond measure, and surrounded myself with the finest pleasures. I withheld nothing from my heart's desires. And yet, when I had all that a man could wish for, I found myself emptier than before. That is why I declared, then I looked on all the works that my hands had done, and on the labor in which I had toiled, and indeed all was vanity and grasping for the wind. Chasing after fulfillment in wealth, pleasure, or status is like pursuing the wind. It is always just beyond your reach. And even if, for a moment, you manage to grasp it, it slips through your fingers, leaving you with nothing. The fool does not understand this. He spends his life running after what will never satisfy. He believes that the next thing, the next promotion, the next relationship, the next luxury will bring him peace. But as soon as he obtains it, he finds himself empty once more. You are weary because you have made your soul chase shadows. You have sought meaning in things that were never meant to provide it. You have labored for treasures that fade, poured your strength into pursuits that do not nourish the heart. A man who builds his life on such things will always feel restless, no matter how much he gains. His sleep will be troubled, for he knows in his heart that what he has is not enough. Consider this. Why do the rich still crave more wealth? Why do the powerful still hunger for greater dominion? Why do those who taste every pleasure still seek new sensations? If these things truly satisfied, then the ones who possess them would be at peace. But they are not. They too are exhausted, for they have mistaken the glitter of gold for the light of true fulfillment. If you want to be free from this weariness, you must stop chasing the wind. You must turn your heart toward what is lasting. True satisfaction does not come from multiplying possessions, but from aligning yourself with wisdom and purpose. You will only find peace when you stop running toward what fades and start pursuing what endures. So ask yourself, have you been chasing the wind? There is a profound difference between mere escape and true renewal. Often you might find solace in the temporary refuge of sleep, a brief reprieve from the burdens of your day. Yet this escape is but a fleeting shadow compared to the restorative power of true rest. Rest that renews is a sacred pause, a deliberate turning away from the clamor of the world to reconnect with the eternal wellspring of wisdom and inner strength. Consider the laborer who, after a day of hard toil, retires to his humble dwelling only to drift into a restless slumber. This is not rest that heals, for his body remains weary, and his spirit, unfulfilled, continues to bear the weight of discontent. True rest, however, is more than a pause in activity. It is a state of being that nourishes the soul and restores the mind. It is an act of surrender to a higher rhythm, where the heart finds its cadence in the silence of reflection. I have witnessed kings and paupers alike, each searching for respite in different forms. Some seek solace in indulgence, in the pleasures of the flesh and the distractions of wealth, thinking that these can mask the weariness of their spirit. Yet these diversions are but mirages, offering only transient comfort before the inevitable return of exhaustion. For as the scriptures remind us, a man may fill his table with feasts, yet he remains unsated if his soul is starved of true meaning. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of your rest? Is it merely to escape the burdens of life? Or is it to rejuvenate your inner self so that you might continue on your path with clarity and purpose? When you rest with the intent to renew, you acknowledge that your spirit is your most precious asset. This kind of rest invites introspection and mindfulness. It is in those moments of quiet that you confront your inner truths, that you allow your heart to speak and guide you toward a destiny crafted by wisdom rather than chance. True rest is found in silence and reflection. It comes not from the endless pursuit of pleasure, but from the deliberate act of stilling the mind. In that stillness, you discover that every day offers an opportunity to rebuild and recenter. Rather than running from the trials of life, you meet them with a composed spirit, fortified by the deep, abiding peace that only genuine rest can provide. I urge you to embrace this transformative rest. Set aside the illusions of perpetual busyness and the temptation to fill every moment with distraction. Instead, cultivate a habit of seeking quiet reflection, a daily retreat into the sanctuary of your own mind. Let your rest be a time of learning and renewal, where you open yourself to the lessons that the silence brings. For it is in this sacred pause that the wisdom of ages whispers to your soul, urging you to remember that even the mightiest tree must sometimes rest in the soil to draw forth its strength. Remember that your journey is not solely about the relentless pursuit of activity. It is also about the measured pauses that grant you the fortitude to rise again. Just as the dawn follows the night, so too does genuine rest usher in a new day filled with purpose and clarity. Let each moment of true rest be a testament to the power of renewal, a declaration that you choose to replenish your spirit rather than merely escape its burdens. Let us now reflect upon the true nature of rest and ask, is your slumber a sanctuary of renewal or merely an escape from a life that calls for deeper meaning? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Proverbs 9:10. A man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder. He moves, but he goes nowhere. He exhausts himself in motion, yet he has no destination. He wonders why he is tired, why life feels heavy, but he does not see that it is not the weight of his labor that wearies him. It is the emptiness of it. The wise man does not merely seek relief from his exhaustion, he seeks the wisdom that gives his labor meaning. I have seen many who chase after wealth, power, and pleasure, believing that these things will give them a sense of purpose. But what is a destination without direction? Many have achieved great success in the eyes of the world, yet their souls remain restless. They thought they were building something lasting, but in the end, they were only chasing the wind. This is why I said, what profit has a man from all his labor in which he toils under the sun? For without wisdom, all striving is vanity. Purpose is not simply about doing, it is about knowing why you do. A fool works tirelessly, yet he does not ask himself, to what end? He labors for years, yet he has no true vision. He moves from one task to another, hoping that one day the pieces will come together. But wisdom does not wait for meaning to appear. It seeks it from the beginning. The wise man asks, is this path leading me to what truly matters? And if it is not, he has the courage to change his course. Where then does true purpose come from? It is not found in the applause of men or the accumulation of riches, for these things fade like a mist in the morning sun. True purpose comes from wisdom, the wisdom that begins with reverence for the one who created all things. When you align your path with the eternal, your steps become firm. When you walk in the light of truth, your burden becomes light. Purpose is not something you create on your own. It is something you discover when you seek the wisdom that governs the heavens and the earth. A man who walks in wisdom does not grow weary in the same way as others. Though he faces trials, though he labors hard, his heart is at peace, for he knows his steps are guided. His work has meaning beyond himself. He is not merely surviving, he is building something that endures. Even in the face of difficulty, he does not faint, because his strength is drawn from something greater than himself. He is like a tree planted by streams of water, whose roots run deep. So ask yourself, are you walking with wisdom, or are you merely wandering? Do you know where your labor is leading you, or are you moving without direction? If you feel tired and lost, perhaps it is not rest that you need, but clarity. Seek wisdom first, and purpose will follow. When you know why you walk, even the longest journey will not weary you. A man can endure hardship, labor, and even pain if his spirit is alive within him. But when his soul is weary, no comfort can restore him. Many who appear strong are already broken inside, moving through life without truly living. They wake, they work, they eat, they sleep, but they do not feel alive. If this is you, then hear me. The secret to life is not in more possessions, more success, or more pleasure. It is in the fire that burns within your soul. I have seen men with nothing who lived as though they owned the world, and I have seen kings surrounded by gold who envied the beggar in the street. It is not a man's circumstances that determine his vitality. It is the state of his heart. A man who has found his purpose, who walks in wisdom, who knows why he wakes each morning, this man is alive. But a man who drifts, who labors without meaning, who seeks fulfillment in things that cannot satisfy, this man is already perishing, even if his body is strong. What then is the secret to living fully? It is not in chasing after the things that perish, but in pursuing that which endures. It is in aligning yourself with what is eternal. When your heart is set on things above, no storm can shake you. When your mind is fixed on wisdom, no trial can break you. When your soul is connected to the source of life itself, you will not merely exist, you will thrive. Many seek happiness, thinking it is the key to life. But happiness is fleeting, like the morning dew that vanishes in the heat of the sun. Joy, however, is rooted in something deeper. It is not found in circumstances, but in truth. The man who walks in wisdom, who knows he is fulfilling his purpose, has a joy that does not fade. Even in suffering, he is not crushed. Even in toil, he does not faint. His spirit sustains him, for he knows that his life is not wasted. Look around you. How many are merely surviving? How many go through the motions, waiting for something to change, for something to bring them to life? But the fire within a man is not lit by external things. It is kindled by wisdom, by purpose, by the knowledge that his life has meaning beyond himself. This is why the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. For when you align yourself with the Creator, you align yourself with life itself. So I ask you, are you truly living or are you merely existing? Have you allowed the weight of life to dull your spirit, to rob you of the passion that once burned within you? If so, then seek wisdom, seek truth, seek the purpose for which you were made. For when you do, you will find that life itself flows back into you. You will wake with strength, move with clarity, and rest with peace. And in the end, you will not look back with regret, but with the satisfaction of a life well lived. This is the secret. Life is not in what you gain, but in the wisdom you follow. Choose wisely and you will never feel lost again.